Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. And welcome to the Colorado FBLA August monthly membership meeting on FBLA recruitment and kickstarting your year. So my name is Addison Hoosie. I'm your state president, and I'm really excited to start off this night with you guys. So to start getting to know you guys, it'll be great. And then this is now called to order. So let's start off the evening with a fun icebreaker.
Very quickly, before we start our fun icebreaker, let's take a peek at what this meeting has in store for us. We'll start with our opening, then move on to our icebreaker, followed by the introduction of the 2025-2026 State Officer Team. Next is learning about FBLA recruitment and how to kickstart your membership year. Finally, we'll have a breakout room activity and reflection, followed by the state of our state and closing remarks. Also, make sure to stay all the way to the end so you can fill out the reflection form and earn peak points for your chapter. Let's get started.
Now it's time for our icebreaker. The name of the game is Wrong Answers Only, but back to school edition. The rules are for each question, you must answer with only wrong answers. We're excited to see what you all come up with, so feel free to unmute and share out your answers or type them in the chat.
The first question is, what backpack will you bring on your first day? For me, I'd bring a potato sack. Anybody else have any fun answers? A 5-gallon bucket. Okay. A tomato. Okay. Very nice. Wow. Shopping cart, a briefcase. Very good. Move on to the next question. What's in your pencil bag this school year? I would say a toothbrush. Floss. Okay. Good one.
I'm trying to think of someone. I literally cannot think of it.
Lime. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, your dog. Okay. I don't know if an apple, a bed to sleep on. Okay, and then the third question is, what's your first day of school outfit? I would say a bathrobe. Clown, okay. Potato sack, spacesuit, knight's armor. Very creative.
Cheerleading uniform?
Oh, wow. Okay. Batman onesie, a fairy costume. Okay, very creative.
All right, we're gonna move on to the fourth question now. So up next, where will you sit when you walk into the classroom? So for me, I think I'm gonna sit just right on the floor, right next to the door. Just right on the floor. What does everyone else have? Outside,
On the bookshelf.
Spider-Man on the ceiling. That's pretty creative. On the desk. On the desk. Okay. Now, for our fifth question is, what's your first day of school breakfast? Let us know what's going to be on your plate. For me, probably some pickles because oh, poop. Oh, that's that's intense. In-N-Out Burger? I feel like that's low key. I feel like that's a right answer in my opinion, but nuts and bolts, steak. All right, all right. And then for our last question, how did you get to school? Because driving a car is boring. So for me, I'd probably make my sister drag me all the way to school. Dinosaur, jet, wagon, piggyback ride, helicopter. Run the entire 30 miles. These are great. These are great. These are great. What else do we have? Do we have any others? All right.
Okay. We love seeing all of your guys' responses. Thank you so much for participating in our icebreakers. It's a fun little way for us to get to know each other and to get to know you. Before we kick off the rest of the meeting, we're going to introduce you to our 2025-2026 Colorado FBLA State Officer team. So I'll start us off. I'm the District 1 State Officer. My name is Annabelle Resco, and I go to Roosevelt High School in Johnstown, Colorado.
I'm the District 2 State Officer, and I'm from Legacy High School. My name is Ayan Agarwal.
My name is Lexi Zimmerman. I'm serving
as the District 3 State Officer and
Hello, my name is Alexa Kaneshita. I am the District 4 State Officer, and I'm from Revere High School.
Hi everyone, my name is Noor Sun, and I'm the District 5 State Officer. From Cherokee Trail High School in Aurora, Colorado.
Hi everyone, I'm the District 6 State Officer. My name is Sylvia Pato and I'm from Doherty High School.
Hey everyone, my name is Aspen Johnson. I'm the District 9 State Officer and I'm from Palisade High School in Palisade, Colorado.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm the District 10 State Officer and I go to Arapahoe High School.
Hi, my name is Adin Lin Yoon, and I'm the District 11 State Officer, and I go to Douglas County High School.
Hello, my name is Zachary Gao. I am the District 12 State Officer. I go to Cherry Creek High School located in Greenwood Village, Colorado.
Hi everyone, I'm Nisha Kathy Rayson. I'm the Vice President of Service and I go to Grandview High School, also in Aurora, Colorado.
Hey everyone, my name is Sahiti Khasa and I am the Vice President of Education and I go to Cherry Creek High School.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindy Hillscamp. I'm the Vice President of Progress and I go to Flagler High School.
And lastly, hey everyone, my name is Addison Hoosie. I am the State President and I am from Prairie High School in Stoneham, Colorado. I would also like to do a special introduction for our amazing state advisors, Miss Tanya Davies and Mrs. Molly Davis. Sadly, Mrs. Davis could not be here tonight, but she sends her excitement for our upcoming year. So let's get started.
So, to begin, we have recruitment. When kicking off the year, you want to begin by recruiting. Not only do you want to retain members from previous years, but as a chapter, you want to be able to recruit new members. One of the first steps is to make sure that everyone in your chapter, as well as your officer team, knows how to answer the question, why FBLA? This answer should specifically include what FBLA is about, why someone should join, and what the benefits are of joining. Now, keep this answer short and simple, like a 30-second elevator pitch. The next step is identifying your target audience. You do not use the same recruitment method for everyone. For example, if you're only recruiting freshmen, you should explain the fun events and community they will experience throughout their membership. But on the other hand, when recruiting upperclassmen, you should explain how FBLA will strengthen their college applications and resume.
Next, every chapter should create a recruitment funnel. First, attract, then engage, and then convert. First, you need to attract your members through marketing, such as utilizing a chapter social media page, making announcements in your school's newspaper, or using flyers in high traffic areas around your school. Next, you can engage the members through low pressure interest meetings or some sort of kickoff event. In my chapter, we always do a cookie extravaganza as our first meeting of the year, and everybody who attends gets free cookies. Then you need to convert these interested members by using a clear call to action by having members sign up through some sort of Google form or join a Google Classroom. And you need to make sure that you can contact them by collecting their contact information and inviting them to whatever your chapter uses for your communication, whether that's GroupMe, Remind, Google Classroom, whatever it is. Just make sure that all of your interested members are in it. And now you have to follow up with your members and utilize these communication methods to push out information about events as well as retaining the members throughout the year.
A big part of recruiting members is also being able to advertise your chapter. Some of the most effective ways to do this are through social media, utilizing school resources, and planning engaging recruitment or kickoff events. Now we'll go into a little more detail about each.
Social media is a great way to promote your chapter's events, achievements, and needs. You can post anything from meeting highlights to event reminders, but make sure you tailor your content to your audience. I recommend every chapter have at least an Instagram to push out meeting reminders and resources. However, chapters can also start a TikTok account for more interactive advertising content, a Snapchat to post on school-specific stories, and even a Facebook to keep parents and alumni in the loop. The more platforms you have, the more outreach you can get.
Some specific content ideas could be reminders about upcoming events and meetings, event spotlights, previous conference or event recaps throughout the year, and even highlighting the accomplishments of members. Each of them can be reposted by members, officers, or your followers to be further shared throughout the platforms and in turn reach a larger audience. Sometimes, if you tag Colorado FBLA, we will also repost for you. Lastly, chapters can be extra engaging by including polls and quizzes.
Also, make sure to utilize your school's resources. Work with your school staff to include details about FBLA and short call to action items on your school's website or social media page. You can also ask counselors to suggest FBLA when students look for leadership, scholarship, and community service opportunities, and even give them physical handouts to share. Also, have business teachers or teachers in general do an announcement during free periods about FBLA.
Physical advertising, such as posters and flyers with information and even a QR code leading to a sign up sheet, are great ways to capture people's attention. You should place them in high traffic areas of your school, such as bathrooms, bulletin boards, class doors, and locker rooms, or in your school's newspaper or newsletter if your school has that option. These advertisements should include eye catching graphics and large text. Truthfully, no one will typically stand at a random flyer for more than 10 seconds. So if it doesn't catch their attention right away, it is important that it does catch their attention right away. If you have a school specific TV station or channel, you can also create a video or skit to bring members in, as well as making periodic announcements about upcoming events over your school intercom.
Beyond physical advertisements, something that you could do to really take your advertising to the next level is having a live presence in the classroom and the school. It's really something to create that one-on-one engagement with students to really show them what FBLA is about. So depending on your school rules, you can have classroom visits and really give a short elevator speech about FBLA. And during these times, you can also use it as a way to distribute your materials as well. So if you want to hand out flyers or anything, infographics to really get them immersed in that FBLA experience. And another thing that you could really do though is take it a little bit more casual. If you're walking in the hallways during a passing period and people have some questions, feel free to talk about FBLA and spread the word around.
Event kickoff ideas. Hosting an event is an excellent way to get word out about your chapter. If you're stuck on ideas, here are a few to start brainstorming. A back to school barbecue or a pizza night can give students an incentive to come and check out your chapter and have some fun. Another idea is connecting with local businesses in a way that will benefit both parties. You can reach out to local restaurants about hosting a discount night, meaning you bring in customers from your chapter and get a discount on great food. This also leads to building important connections for your school and chapter.
And then finally, a social event or networking night is always a fun and easy way to engage not only your present members, but new members that you want to join your chapter. This could be everything from bowling as a chapter activity. In our chapter specifically, we've done laser tag and had so much fun connecting with old and new chapters, as well as giving them an introduction to what FBLA is all about.
Now that we have some great ways to recruit members, let's move on how to kickstart your membership year through the many events and opportunities Colorado FBLA has to offer. One of the best parts about FBLA is how it allows members to make it their own. Throughout the year, discover yourself and FBLA journey by attending different events and choosing events that interest you.
Here's our roadmap for this year. To start, we have monthly membership meetings every month except December and April. Next, our district state officers will be hosting chapter connection events for you and your chapter to be more acquainted and connected as a district. Then, the Fall Colorado Leadership Conference with DECA is close behind. We hope to see you all there in Colorado Springs on September 30th. Soon after that, you start choosing your competitive event. On the home stretch, we have the District Leadership Conference, Middle School State Leadership Conference, and finally the State Leadership Conference in April. It's time to start thinking about what you want your roadmap to look like for this membership year.
As members, you have a large variety of opportunities to stay active in your membership. First of all, you can apply for President's Council. Applications close September 15th. Additionally, we are offering a new Middle School Leadership Council, so make sure to encourage your middle school members to apply. Applications close on September 22nd. Also consider National Officer Council applications, which are closing September 1st. After serving on one of these last year, I can confidently say that it will be a highlight of your FBLA journey. Who doesn't want to make an impact on the national level?
When it comes to offices, you can still apply to be considered for a district office or possibly a chapter office. And these are both great first steps to really become more immersed in the FBLA community and have a large impact on your chapter and school. And really, at this point, if you're interested, make sure to reach out to your district representative for more information about the district officer selection process.
Lastly, if you want a little bit of extra recognition at states or an extra ribbon to make your name tag a little bit longer, make sure to consider doing the Business Achievement Awards. There's 4 levels that go up from difficulty and time required to complete them, starting with a contributor, then leader, then advocate, and finally the capstone. The capstone BAAs can be submitted for competitive review, and you can qualify to the National Leadership Conference. Over the summer, Lindy, our Vice President of Education, she did compete in the capstone BAAs at nationals, so if you have any questions, she can definitely help you out with that. So as you can see throughout the year, there's quite a few opportunities you can choose from, so make sure to take advantage of at least one of these throughout the year.
When it comes to being a great FBLA chapter, there are a few key points you should keep in mind. First, some things are just better done as a team. It's important to have participation from everyone in your chapter. Urging all of your members to attend all meetings and events, or just keeping active in their individual events, will really help all of you succeed. Push them to try more things or get involved any way that they can.
Next up is financial management. Throughout the year, try to keep track of your chapter's fundraising and balances. While this is usually the job of a chapter officer, local members can get involved as well because it's important to stay educated on your financial standings, and this will also help you build those financial management skills to help your chapter stay responsible. A simple way of doing this could be paying attention to the treasurer's report during a chapter meeting and asking any questions if they arise.
This year, Colorado FBLA is prioritizing chapter connections, and each district will be hosting some sort of event to promote it. Attending your district's chapter connection meeting or encouraging others to attend can help you build your FBLA network. A lot of times, you get the best ideas from other chapters. Fostering those connections will allow you to utilize each other in the future for ideas, support, and especially feedback.
Lastly, at the beginning of the year, it is important to develop a calendar that all your members have access to. You can map out important dates, such as membership meetings, officer meetings, deadlines for districts, state, and national programs or conferences, and other key dates. Having these set ahead of time and in an available location will improve communication and member involvement with the chapter. Planning ahead is always the way to go when managing and leading your chapter.
Here you can see an example of what a chapter's calendar could look like for the month of September. Listed are key dates such as officer meetings, membership meetings, state deadlines, and chapter connections meetings. For some, it's even helpful to color code by type of event to ensure everything stays organized. Google Calendar is a great resource as it's commonly used and sends alerts of upcoming events.
Now, I know that was a lot of information we just threw at you guys, but that kind of taught you how to recruit members, make your chapter great, and kickstart your year. So we're going to move into our breakout activity. And for this activity, we'll be splitting up into breakout rooms, which will be on your screen for you, not too hard. But before we start, let's go over what you're supposed to do in these breakout rooms. So each of you will split into a separate randomly assigned room with 2 of our officers, and you will plan an event in only 5 minutes, some type of chapter event. So for example, you'll be given a chapter kickoff event, but it's your responsibility to come up with the details and the planning for that event. So when the 5 minutes is up, we will join back as a group and one person from each room will share out what they planned.
And just a couple of tips before we break off. Your planning should answer just a couple basic questions like who's going to be at the meeting, what will the event be like based on where will it be, when will it be, and how will you go about executing it. Maybe even think about how you're going to incentivize members to show up or get the word out about your event. Just remember to take into consideration what we've talked about earlier tonight and really get creative with it. Have fun planning, and your time will start when you enter the breakout room.
Okay, so I hope you guys all had fun talking with your breakout groups and planning your events. We're gonna have each group kind of share out with what their event is, and we're kind of gonna see whether or not we'd be hyped to attend that. So it's a lot of fun hearing the other perspectives and make sure that if you're the representative from your group, that you're ready when we tell you. So let's start with group one, which we're with Addie and Nisha on kickoff meeting. What do you guys have?
So we talked about how for the kickoff meeting, we would want to hold it probably within our own school, just so it's easy for different people to attend. And to promote it, we could use social media and then different outlets within the school, like different announcements. And then we also talked about how we can do a fundraiser. Like one of our group members brought up how we can fundraise with a group like Kona Ice, and that is a really great way to incentivize people to come. And then we also talked about making the meeting interactive so that members are really engaged and allowing them to meet new people.
Nice. I think that's definitely a good way to do it. Hit all of the bullet points and definitely would have a lot of members showing up. What about group two with Sylvia and Lexi on chapter meeting?
So we decided on going ice skating to like get everybody together. And then if you bring a friend, you get a cupcake. And while you're there, we just like hang out and then you can talk about FBLA. And yeah.
Ice skating and cupcakes sounds like a perfect combo. Honestly, I would show up to that like 15 times if I had the choice. That's really awesome. Thank you. And then what about with the group with Alexa and Lindy on the DLC practice night?
So I planned this night for Creek, which is a really big school. So I was thinking like separate practice nights for each or each event type, which is like presentations, tests, and role plays.
Mhm.
And in each of those, we would have like two practice rounds, like 30 minutes with a break in between so people don't burn out. And for presentation events, you would just run through with officer and advisor feedback for the first round. And for the second round, it would be like peer engagement and peer review. That was for presentation events. And then for tests, I was thinking you could practice with Kahoots or Quizlets to make it fun. Because I always know I get really competitive when it comes to Kahoot. And then for the role plays, we would just like run through role plays, give them prompts, 10 minutes to prep, and then they'll present to officer judges as well. And
Yeah.
then at the end, to like make it a little more fun, it'll be like a DLC showcase or like showdown, like a run through. And at the end, we'll pick like superlatives, like best presenter, most creative answer, and like other prizes for those.
Yeah. I love the way that you were talking about getting students involved with other students. I think that's good. And it also hits on our connection theme. Well done. Um, Next with Lynn and Isabella for the fundraising night.
All right, so for our idea, we decided to sell burritos.
Mm.
So we decided to take place in front of the school so we can have more visibility and we decided it for during lunch because as people leave school, we can also like say, hey, instead of going to Chick-fil-A, you want to buy a burrito to help out this club. And then we could also host spike ball in the front where we have teams combining both upperclassmen and lowerclassmen so that they can like further get acquainted and like know more about the club. And then we can also promote that using graphics both on Instagram and as flyers, but make sure that they have like bright colors so that they pop out instead of like just being blended in with all the other flyers in the school. And then also possible balloons like in the shape of burritos and like decorations also in the shape of burritos. And yeah.
I love the burrito theme. I know high schoolers love burritos, speaking from experience. So I think that would definitely hit home and be really successful. Well done. Next with Sahithi and Zach with the chapter connection night.
So we came up with three different ideas. We came up with a trivia night slash like Jeopardy night. Again, all these kind of have like different challenges. You could win a prize, like a $15 gift card. Another one we came up with is a ropes course and a showcase night. So we can show our progress from our current events and past events. Um, and then the rope course we could post all over social media. It'd be adventure, so it'd be fun for
Yeah,
that.
all of those sound like really awesome ideas. I know. All of our chapters got to start doing cool stuff like that after this. And then with me and Ian for the community service event.
We talked about using food as kind of as incentive to get people to originally go, and then when they're there, we explain what we did as a chapter, and we like to bring in state officers to kind of talk about their experience as well, and why it's a great idea to join the club, and kind of explain how it can be used later in your college career, as in your resume. We'd also talked about kind of using a slogan to kind of make it sound better.
Yeah, perfect. And then last but not least, with Aspen and Norris, the FBLA week event.
So, I was a part of their group and I came up with an idea of what personally we do at Creek for the first event. So we came up with a barbecue night, but within the barbecue night there would be a mock Olympics where there's going to be free rounds of mock Olympics in order for old members to get to know new members and for new members to ask questions to old members. So within the mock Olympics there would be free rounds. So one round would be carrying an egg with like a spoon and then racing to the end, and then the other one would be four square where like each member would be sent to like a square and they try to defend from other members from different groups. And then the last game would be a free legged race where there'd be like a jacket tied to one of two of their legs, and then so that way they would like race all the way to the end. And then what this does is create competitiveness between the members as well as lets people know who to talk to as well as make new connections. So people will be enticed by this event because there will be food because of the barbecue night, but there's also going to also be more opportunities to get to know new people within the chapter.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. I know. I think that definitely giving people a starting point of where to meet people, how to kind of get involved with FBLA is always such a good way to go. A lot of the classmen come in super overwhelmed and super nervous. So I think that all of these activities that are kind of the good icebreakers and really create the environment of FBLA are great. Thank you guys for participating and for sharing out. I know it's a little bit scarier in a group setting like this, but we really appreciate you guys stepping up and showing us your leadership. And now I'm going to pass it back off as we finish up our meeting.
Okay, so now let's take a little bit of time to reflect on what we just did. First of all, which part of the who, what, where, when, how framework was the easiest or hardest for your group to answer? If you guys want to just speak out, raise your hand or put your reflection in the comments. Yes, the how definitely had the most steps for sure.
I would say the where is the easiest because it like most of the time you just host events at your school.
Deciding when would work with most people's schedules. Yes, the when can be very hard. The what was the easiest personally because the execution is the most important and difficult step to do. I'm seeing a lot of whens and hows being the hardest, and then what being the easiest. Yeah, what can also be hard because there's so many ideas for sure. How is difficult trying to figure out costs. Definitely the logistics and the specifics can be hard for sure. Oh, I see where is the easiest because most chapter events are just held at school. Who, because we didn't know if it should include returning members, new members, parents, or other groups of people. Yes, many options there.
Great. Nice to see those answers. Now, another question we have here are now looking at all the earlier tips that we've mentioned in tonight's discussions. What did you guys kind of apply when planning? Was there any sort of advice that really stuck out to you that you used? Yeah, no, using social media is incredibly powerful. It really makes it kind of more fun as well because it gives chapters more ways to be creative. Yes. How can we be creative? That's perfect. Incentive. Yes. I love food. I think we all kind of love food. And so the moment like we see that food on the posters or on social media, it immediately kind of clicks for us. I think that's probably one of the most effective strategies we've kind of seen to kind of engage members, finding ways to bond. Yeah, I think it's around all these chapters, right? FBLA is like family, and so we're kind of cultivating that together, right? So if we are able to find these activities, able to kind of really create a tight-knit group around being future business leaders, it's a really enriching experience. And then another question, our final one here, if you were to kind of plan the same event again, what would you kind of do differently? Now, because you've kind of listened to other people, seen what other people kind of think about. So if you were to approach it again, what would you change? Giveaways. Let's see. Yeah, that is a big thing is like if we don't have a big team, right, that it can often have be a lot of responsibilities on a few people, and so it might get hard to plan. But I agree if you can find a way to get more volunteers, even beyond your chapter team, if you're on it, if you can reach out to members and see if people are willing to help. Yeah. Yeah, advertising, like, being really ahead of schedule when you kind of get it out, right? Students have a lot on their plates, and so if you're able to put that out there ahead of time, they're really able to get it on their mind, and then it's a lot easier for them to come. Let's see, social media, and then yes, more food. I love to see the food. Where am I going to do it? Yeah, I agree. I think like I mean I love Colorado and I think we have a lot of beautiful places and so taking advantage of all the kind of locations we have available it's a great way to kind of step away from that school atmosphere even though it's easy stepping away from it creates a whole new experience for members but yes we loved hearing each and every one of your ideas and I really hope that this was helpful for you and you can kind of take this information to help better your chapter for this year.
So to kind of start to close out our MMM just a little bit, at the end we would have a segment called State of Our State, which I'm gonna go to that slide now. And this is where our vice presidents will summarize our program of work or kind of the headway we're making in our program of work. So since this meeting is the very first one, it's kind of a way for us to share out what our team has created for our program of work this year and what we're focusing on. So I'm gonna leave it to our vice presidents to do that.
Okay, so to kind of start off with the service program of work initiatives, we have three this year: Service Sundays, Fundraising Frenzy, and FBLA Amplified. So Service Sundays, many of you may be familiar with it. It's a continuation from one of last year's initiatives. It's the same idea, so it's just we are encouraging chapters to host service events, get involved with their community, and take pictures so that you guys can submit these to either the link tree on our Instagram or the link on our website so that we can start recognizing you guys for your efforts. And new this year we're doing monthly challenges, so every month we're promoting a new challenge to kind of streamline your service activities. So we are doing backpacks of betterment for the month of August, which is almost wrapping up, but if you do have time to plan a service event, maybe consider doing something back to school related, and we would love to get you that challenge recognition post. We are also going to be launching a service toolkit to also help you framework your service ideas and host a new service activities if you need a place to start. Fundraising Frenzy will be launching later in the year. This will happen once per semester, and it'll just be a week-long event. And what we're pushing for with Fundraising Frenzy is creating new and innovative fundraising ideas, because I know fundraising can be a staple for many chapters, especially if you're smaller and you need more funds, or if you're bigger if you need more funds. But getting into the habit of making creative fundraising to get a larger audience is super important. We will also be using these ideas that you guys promote in semester 1 in a toolkit. And we will also be offering peak points for this, as well as service Sundays. And finally, for FBLA Amplified, what we are trying to promote with this is promoting awareness in your community and just getting involved with your community as a whole. So each quarter there'll be a different theme. So quarter 1, we're doing Alzheimer's awareness, and we are going to have a reel that just kind of intros this initiative coming out soon, and more info to come. But there will be recognition similar to Service Sundays. We'll have Amplify alerts come out weekly, and peak points will also be available for this.
All right, perfect. Let's get into education. So this year, the education POW will focus on 4 key components. We're going to start off with national program success. So this is the stock market game, Life Smarts, the virtual business challenge, all those national programs out there. And you're going to keep an eye out for that 3-week social media push, which will be coming out soon. Our real goal with this is to just put out as many resources about registration, how to win, why you should participate, all of that out there over the next month, and all the tips and tricks you should look out for. So they're all super fun programs, and make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that on our Colorado FBLA Instagram. Next is building chapter connections. So, as one of the activities we did during this meeting, one of the initiatives we will be focusing on is having every single Colorado FBLA district hosting one chapter connections event. Those will come out soon in a couple months or so, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for those as well. They're super fun. Our district officers are putting a lot of effort into them, and they're going to be amazing. So, go forge some new bonds and make sure to keep your eyes peeled for those as well. They'll come out on your district pages, the Colorado FBLA pages, and all the platforms. So, keep an eye out for those. Now, our third initiative is parent outreach and involvement. So this is a toolkit which is created. It is currently on the Colorado FBLA page under initiatives. It will be under education initiatives, and on there you'll find email templates, a mock tournament guide, a one-pager sample to give to all of your new members. These are really just tools for you to find ways to get your parents to be more informed about FBLA and more excited about participating. Our FBLA parents are awesome, and they're always looking for ways to get involved. So let's make sure we get those ideas out there. And as I said before, it's on our Colorado FBLA page, so make sure to go check it out. And lastly, financial literacy. Now, this initiative is continuing our past years of Financial Fridays. Those posts come out twice a month or 2 to 3 times a month, and they will be on our Colorado FBLA page. We'll be covering a new topic every single month. And throughout the year, we will also be hosting fun challenges about the information in that posts. So make sure you look into those, learn something new, and participate in our challenges because they're going to be super fun and scattered throughout the year.
Okay, so for the progress section of the program of work, we have 2 initiatives being State Officer Transparency and FAQs, or Frequently Asked Questions, and then Middle School Chapter Awareness. Under the State Officer Transparency and FAQs portion, we have launched a State Officer Saturday Reel series where basically it's kind of a one-on-one look into the life of a state officer. We all have such different lives, and it's really important to me to be able to show that we're not perfect people and we do a lot of things in our lives. And adding on to that, every week a state officer will have a video posted on Saturday, and during the events that we are together, such as our state officer meetings, different conferences, things like that, we will be doing the reels at those instead of just one officer having kind of the takeover. So you'll be able to see kind of what goes into being a state officer, with kind of the goal of getting more people to run for state office, showing that this is such a really great opportunity that should be taken advantage of more. And then our next series for the FAQs is actually launching this Wednesday. It's called What Do You Want to Know Wednesdays. So we'll be obviously answering FAQs, and we'll start with a story post that will have a poll on it. So if you see that, make sure you type in some questions you have for us to be answering in different reels. And then under the middle school chapter awareness, our first kind of thing is launching a middle school involvement guide. This will be launching in November, so I guess it kind of isn't our first thing, but this will be geared towards the actual middle school members, how to get involved as a middle school member, looking into high school as they move on in their FBLA journey. And then launching the new Middle School Leadership Council. The applications for that close in September on the 22nd, and it's looking to be a pretty great year trying to get that new involvement with the middle school members. So if you know a middle school member who you think would be a great fit for this Leadership Council, please let them know about the application.
We are all so grateful for you guys all attending tonight. We had so much fun getting to know you and getting to share all of our wisdom with you guys. I hope you learned something new to take back to your chapter. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to start up a conversation, feel free to email us. Our Instagrams are also pretty easy to find. Our emails are on the website. And then also make sure to follow Colorado FBLA on all of our platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, and I think that's probably it. But then also feel free to scan this QR code on screen to earn peak points for your chapter. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey, just kind of saying how our MMM went, if you liked it, if you didn't. I hope you liked it. But it will get you peak points for your chapter. And then we hope to see each and every one of you at our next month's meeting on September 15th at 7 p.m. about FBLA programs. And the August monthly membership meeting is now adjourned. We'll see you all later.
Wait.
Go for it.
Before everyone goes real quick, could I take a picture? Addie, if you want to take this screen share off so I could do it. If you want to turn on your camera, I'll take the picture. Last year, Lauren always had us do the delta, so if you want to do, she always explained it so much better than I could. If you do two peace signs and then put them together, that's our FBLA delta. I will have to take two, so if you can just hold it for an awkward amount of time, that would be perfect. Let me figure out how to do this. 1 second. I always struggle with this. Okay. Okay, I got the first one. Let me do the second. Where did my thing go? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I got both of them. Thank you guys.
Okay, now we will see all you guys later. Thank you for attending.